Welcome, friends, to Ancient Wisdom. Dear friends, life is like a book with many chapters, each carrying its own meaning and challenges. In the first half of our lives, we often dedicate ourselves to our families, friends, and society. We build careers, care for our loved ones, and strive tirelessly to meet the expectations of those around us. This is the time for giving, fulfilling responsibilities, and sometimes sacrificing our own desires. However, as we cross the threshold of 50, a new chapter begins. The heavy responsibilities that once weighed us down gradually lighten. The expectations of others no longer define us. It's a moment to pause and ask yourself, what do I truly want? Have I ever really lived for myself? This is not selfishness, it is awakening. After years of living for others, it's time to rediscover who you are. It's a time to revisit dreams that were set aside, to nurture your soul, and to live life fully on your own terms. The first half of life is like planting seeds of sacrifice, responsibility, and love for others. The second half is the harvest, not just of the fruits of your dedication, but of the freedom to explore yourself. It's the time to embrace what makes your heart sing, to rediscover joy in the simplest things, and to live authentically in alignment with your innermost self. Remember, living for others is a duty, but living for yourself is an art. Life is ever-changing, and the most important thing is learning to adapt, to cherish each phase, and to find a balance between giving to others and nurturing yourself. As we embark on this journey together, let's reflect. How can you live more fully in the years ahead? How can you transition from living for others to living meaningfully for yourself? This journey is not an ending. It is the beginning of a new chapter where you not only live but shine in your own light. It's an opportunity to write the most beautiful pages of your life, pages that are yours and yours alone. My dear friend, turning 50, a new beginning. Reaching 50 is a transformative milestone in life, a moment to pause, reflect, and embrace a new chapter. Why do people often say that life truly begins at 50? Because before this age, our lives are often defined by responsibility. We devote ourselves to building careers, paying off loans, raising children, and managing the endless demands of daily life. It's a stage of sacrifice, a life focused on others. But turning 50 brings a shift. By this time, careers often stabilize, children grow into their independence, and financial pressures begin to ease. For the first time in decades, we find the freedom to turn inward, to care for our own well-being and nurture our own dreams. Even if retirement is still on the horizon, the pace of life slows, and we no longer need to push ourselves to the brink of exhaustion. A wise friend once shared this reflection. 50 is the turning point where life divides into two stages. Before 50, we focus on laying the foundation, working tirelessly to establish ourselves and support our families. In essence, it's a life lived for others. But after 50, with financial stability and career goals achieved, we enter the most meaningful phase, a time to pursue our passions, rediscover creativity, and finally live for ourselves. For me, life truly began at 50. Indeed, life begins anew at 50. Imagine waking up each morning with no rush to prepare breakfast or shuttle children to school. Instead, you step outside, breathe in the crisp morning air, stretch your body, or take a light jog through the neighborhood. You can indulge in simple joys, practicing gentle exercises and enjoying a healthy breakfast, lovingly prepared perhaps by your family. At work, the pressures of overtime, late-night meetings, or exhausting business travel gradually fade. You can leave the office on time, stroll through the vibrant energy of the market, handpick fresh ingredients, and return home to cook a warm meal for your loved ones at your own pace. Evenings bring moments of connection. Picture walking hand in hand with your partner, sharing small joys in the day's stories. Sometimes, even the playful disagreements over trivial matters strengthen your bond. In this phase, your relationship evolves into a beautiful companionship, one that balances love, friendship, and shared laughter. At 50, you're not just older, you're freer, wiser, and more attuned to the beauty of life's simplicity. It's not the beginning of the end, but the start of a richer, more fulfilling chapter, one where you live not just for others, but truly for yourself. Gone are the days of spending weekends lying in bed, recovering from the relentless grind of youth. Now, with time and perspective on your side, you can immerse yourself in the simple joys that bring richness and meaning to life. Whether it's tending a garden, delving into a captivating book, brewing the perfect cup of tea, or exploring the art of tea tasting, each moment becomes a celebration of self-discovery and contentment. As you cultivate personal interests, life takes on a new vibrancy. Each passing day becomes more fulfilling, and you find yourself evolving into a more radiant and enriched version of who you are. At this stage, the children you once guided through their first steps and words have grown into capable adults. The days of sleepless nights worrying about their fevers or tirelessly saving for their education are behind you. Now, you can release those responsibilities and turn your attention inward toward yourself and the life you've always dreamed of. Reward yourself with the gift of exploration. Venture out into the world and witness its breathtaking beauty, the delicate blossoms of spring, cascading waterfalls of summer, fiery maple leaves of autumn, and serene, snow-covered mountains in winter. Stand atop a mountain at sunrise, marvel at a sunset painting the ocean in hues of gold, and discover landscapes that stir your soul. These experiences, once postponed, now become the vivid chapters of a life well lived. Traveling does more than offer scenic views. It broadens your perspective and deepens your understanding of life's value and meaning. With each journey, you gain not only memories but also a stronger sense of control over your destiny. As the years pass and the allure of city life begins to fade, you might find yourself yearning for the tranquility of a countryside retreat. In the quiet stillness of a small home surrounded by nature, you can finally bask in the peace and contentment that remain after the fervor of youth subsides. Sharing a warm cup of tea, reminiscing about cherished memories, and exchanging gentle laughter becomes a profound source of happiness as you embrace the simplicity of your days. After 50, your mind finds a serene clarity. You no longer chase fleeting gains or grieve over losses. You come to understand that everything in life has its season. What is meant to be yours will find its way to you, while what departs is not worth mourning, and what isn't yours isn't worth pursuing. Success and failure, joy and sorrow all become invaluable threads woven into the fabric of your life. These experiences, etched into memory, eventually transform into treasures of wisdom and understanding that no one can ever take away. So, if you could live to 100, how would you design the second half of your life? As you approach 50, ask yourself, do you believe life truly begins at this remarkable milestone? Life is a marathon that spans a century, and reaching 50 means you've only crossed the halfway mark. But it's in this second half that life truly begins to unfold in its most meaningful way. At 50, you carry with you a treasure trove of rich experiences and a clearer vision for the future. If life were a curve, your physical strength might show signs of decline, but your wisdom, capabilities, and emotional resilience are at their peak. This is the age where you find balance between what you've learned and how you want to live moving forward. Your life experiences, relationships, and social connections are invaluable assets cultivated over decades. With intentional planning, attention to health, and a thoughtful approach to this new phase, you can extend the prime of your life and savor its fullest potential. 50 is not an ending. It is the pinnacle of human existence, a time to pause, reflect, and reshape how you wish to live. This message is dedicated to everyone approaching or surpassing 50 as a reminder of the possibilities that lie ahead. Confucius captured this beautifully. At 40, I had no doubts. At 50, I understood the will of heaven. At 60, I could accept differing views. After 50, the relentless chase for wealth, status, and recognition that once defined youth begins to lose its appeal. Instead, family, meaningful connections, and the simple joys of life come into sharper focus. To live the remainder of your life with peace and fulfillment, a shift in perspective is essential. Letting go of old burdens, those tied to past expectations, fears, and societal pressures, is the key to embracing this new chapter. This isn't a time to look back with regret, but to move forward with purpose, clarity, and gratitude. 50 is not just a milestone, it's an opportunity, a chance to redefine success, cherish relationships, and embrace a life that prioritizes what truly matters. 1. The weight of resentment. Resentment is a heavy burden that prevents us from truly experiencing happiness in the present. Left unchecked, it festers over time, giving rise to sadness, anxiety, and emotional turmoil. Research has shown that forgiveness isn't just an emotional act, it's a path to healing. Studies highlight that those who forgive enjoy healthier relationships, improved mental well-being, lower stress levels, reduced blood pressure, and a decreased risk of substance abuse. Forgiveness frees us, while resentment chains us to negativity. In life, resentment is a purely destructive force. It drains our energy, erodes our joy, and blocks the blessings that surround us. Relationships, whether with family, friends, or colleagues, often begin to fray the moment resentment takes hold. Even more dangerous is how resentment blinds us to our own shortcomings. It fuels habitual complaining and finger-pointing, making it easy to overlook the areas where we too may have faltered. People who frequently complain and blame others often display a narrow-mindedness that keeps them trapped. Instead of taking ownership of their actions, they shift blame to others or external circumstances, avoiding accountability and personal growth. This behavior creates a vicious cycle. Subconsciously, we may feel a false comfort in highlighting others' flaws while concealing our own. Over time, this makes us bitter, irritable, and incapable of meaningful change. Resentment becomes a downward spiral, with each complaint pulling us deeper into a pit of self-justification and helplessness. Zheng Guofan, 1811 to 1872, a renowned Chinese thinker and statesman of the late Qing dynasty, aptly observed that excessive complaining is often a sign of a bleak future. According to him, those who repeatedly blame others after failure are the least likely to achieve success. Despite Zheng Guofan's remarkable career, his younger brother struggled to find similar success. His sixth brother, Zheng Guo, was particularly talented in writing, and Zheng Guofan had great hopes for him. With natural literary skill, Zheng Guo was confident in his ability to excel in the imperial examinations. But repeated failures shattered that confidence. What began as ambition and passion turned into bitterness and self-pity. Instead of reflecting on his shortcomings and adapting, Zheng Guo became consumed by resentment, constantly complaining about his circumstances. This story serves as a cautionary tale. Resentment is not just an emotion, it's a mindset that limits growth and potential. The more we harbor it, the more it weakens us, blinding us to opportunities for self-improvement and reconciliation. To let go of resentment is to reclaim our power to open ourselves to forgiveness, growth, and the possibility of a brighter future. Resentment, if left to linger, dims our spirit. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is the light that frees us to truly live. Instead of acknowledging his own shortcomings, Zheng Guo found solace in blaming others. He accused the examiners of lacking insight and failing to appreciate his talent. He even turned on his wife, claiming her inadequate care prevented him from focusing on his studies. When Zheng Guofan learned of this, he wrote a stern letter to his brother, admonishing him. If you fail to pass the exams, it is solely because you lack effort and determination. Who else is responsible? On what grounds do you have the right to complain? To Zheng Guofan, excessive complaining was a harbinger of decline. He believed that those who habitually blame others after failure were destined for mediocrity, as they lacked the self-awareness and resolve needed for growth. Zheng declared, "Hey, those who complain excessively will only spiral into stagnation and failure. Blaming heaven will not bring blessings. Blaming others will not earn respect. This is a natural law. Complaining is a downward spiral. Those who frequently externalize blame fail to reflect on their own flaws, and in doing so, miss opportunities for improvement. Over time, their failures become inevitable. Meanwhile, the negativity they project alienates those around them, leaving them isolated and unsupported. In life, no one is immune to mistakes. The defining difference between successful individuals and the average lies in their ability to self-reflect, take responsibility, and use failures as stepping stones to self-improvement. Zheng Guofan himself is a prime example of transformation through self-reflection. In his youth, Zheng was passionate and driven, but also impulsive and hot-tempered. His reckless behavior during his early career in the capital caused numerous conflicts and nearly derailed his future. Yet, Zheng's diaries reveal a remarkable capacity for self-awareness. He recognized his faults and made solemn vows to correct them. Through years of introspection and unwavering effort, he evolved from a flawed young man into one of China's most respected Confucian scholars and statesmen. His journey underscores the power of self-correction and the profound impact it can have on one's life trajectory. Confucius once wrote in the Analects, "Do not blame heaven, do not fault others. Learn the small to understand the great. Only heaven knows me." Despite enduring countless hardships and being treated as an outcast during his travels, Confucius never blamed others or his circumstances. Instead, he focused on self-cultivation and personal growth. For mature and wise individuals, the key lies in seeking the root of problems within themselves. Every effort contributes to a larger purpose, even if results are not immediate. By trusting in this process, we lay the groundwork for future success. On the other hand, those who refuse to take responsibility and instead blame others or their circumstances are the least likely to achieve greatness. After 50, it is time to let go of resentment, approach others with tolerance, and seek wisdom through self-reflection. Resentment blinds us to opportunities, while forgiveness and understanding open the door to growth and fulfillment. 2. The futility of arguments. Disputes often arise when people stubbornly cling to their own opinions. Yet, in reality, arguments rarely lead to meaningful outcomes. Even when you win an argument, it seldom brings true happiness and often harms the goodwill of the other party. The wisest way to win is to avoid arguing altogether. Beyond emotional harm, arguments can have a detrimental impact on physical health. According to Psych Central, disputes generate significant stress for both sides. Furthermore, medical studies show that frequent parental arguments in front of children can negatively affect their brain development, leading to higher stress levels, insecurity, and a tendency to adopt angry tones in communication. Dear friends, arguing with a fool only lowers you to their level. The folly of a petty person lies in their obsession with fame, fortune, and proving their superiority through relentless debates. In contrast, the virtue of a noble person is to act without contention, choosing harmony over strife. Life is filled with a variety of people. For those who truly understand you, explanations are unnecessary. For those who don't utter or those who intentionally seek to criticize you, no explanation will suffice. Engaging in constant arguments leaves the mind restless and agitated, leading to mental and physical exhaustion. Conversely, those who choose peace over conflict maintain clarity of mind and tranquility of spirit, promoting better health and well-being. A timeless story involving Confucius highlights the futility of arguments. During his travels, Confucius encountered two hunters fiercely debating a simple arithmetic problem. The shorter hunter insisted that 8 times 3 equals 24, while the taller hunter claimed it was 23. Neither would yield, and they were on the brink of a fight. They finally agreed to seek the judgment of a wise person, staking their game as the prize. Hearing of Confucius's wisdom, they sought his ruling. Confucius declared that the taller hunter was correct and awarded him the game. Elated, the taller hunter left joyfully. The shorter hunter, outraged, confronted Confucius. 3 times 8 is 24. Even a child knows that. How can you, a supposed sage, declare otherwise? Confucius smiled and replied, "You are right, minus 3 times 8 is indeed 24. A truth even a child knows. If you know the truth, let that be enough. Why waste your energy arguing with a fool?" The shorter hunter realized the wisdom in these words. Confucius patted his shoulder and added, "Though the other man won the game, he remains a fool for life. You may have lost the game, but you have gained a profound lesson." This story illustrates a vital truth. While upholding what is right is essential, arguing is unnecessary. Criticism and misunderstandings often cannot be resolved through debate. Instead, responding with calmness and forbearance preserves your peace and dignity. As Mark Twain wisely said, "Never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and beat you with experience." Petty individuals often mistake relentless arguments for truth-seeking. But truth transcends individual opinions. It aligns with the natural order of the universe. A noble person's duty is not to debate endlessly but to cultivate wisdom, aligning their heart and soul with truth. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu wrote, "The way of the sage is to act without contention." Similarly, the principles of Buddhist cultivation, truth, compassion, and forbearance, Chan Thian Nan, emphasize that practicing patience and refraining from arguments represent the highest level of self-cultivation. When faced with an ill-mannered or argumentative person, forbearance often becomes the most powerful response. By choosing to forbear and retreat, wisdom transforms ignorance into understanding and suffering into joy. A noble person rises above petty conflicts, refusing to waste energy on fruitless debates. Arguing benefits no one, regardless of age. After 50, it's time to let go of competitiveness and the need to win. By choosing peace over conflict, you pave the way for a happier, more harmonious life. 3. Chasing opportunities. In youth, we often set ambitious goals, striving to achieve everything at the perfect time. But as we grow older, we realize life isn't about always doing the best things at the best moments. After 50, the need to wait for the perfect moment diminishes. This is the time to embrace life wholeheartedly. Retire if you can, travel to the places that have lingered in your dreams, and pursue the passions you've long set aside. Don't let the illusion of perfect timing hold you back. Make every moment count by living your dreams now. 4. Indulging in food. The carefree indulgence of youth is a luxury the body no longer affords after 50. Metabolism slows, bodily functions weaken, and the calories we consume are harder to burn. Reckless indulgence in food at this stage often leads to weight gain and health complications, such as cardiovascular issues or diabetes. This doesn't mean abandoning culinary pleasures. Instead, it's about savoring food mindfully. Choose nourishment over indulgence, and treat your body as the vessel that carries you through the vibrant years ahead. 5. Trying to please everyone. The desire to be liked is universal, but by 50, it's time to shed the burden of seeking approval from everyone. Life is too precious to be dictated by others' expectations. While saying no may be challenging, it's also liberating. Focus on what truly matters to you and prioritize the relationships and pursuits that bring genuine joy. Remember, it's impossible to please everyone, but you can always choose to be true to yourself. 6. Gossiping about others. As the saying goes, if you have nothing nice to say, say nothing at all. Gossip, though tempting, rarely serves a meaningful purpose. It clouds judgment, distorts the truth, and can create unnecessary rifts. In a world where genuine people are rare, strive to neither overly flatter others to their face nor criticize them behind their back. If you discover someone has spoken ill of you, approach the situation with understanding and forgiveness. Misunderstandings can often be resolved when met with maturity, preserving relationships instead of destroying them. After 50, life offers clarity and wisdom that youth often obscures. It's a time to let go of unhealthy habits and embrace what truly nourishes the mind, body, and spirit. Chase dreams without hesitation. Treat your body with care. Prioritize your happiness, and build meaningful connections free of pettiness. True fulfillment lies not in pleasing others or indulging recklessly, but in living authentically and with intention. Make these years the most profound and joyful chapter of your life. Dear friends, in life, the law of cause and effect is ever present. Every thought, word, and action we take sows seeds for the future. Speaking ill of others or engaging in harmful actions doesn't just hurt those around us, it ultimately harms ourselves. If you deceive, gossip, or insult others, the same will eventually come back to you. The art of speaking with care requires daily practice. Before speaking, take a moment to reflect on whether your words will uplift or harm, whether they will bring joy or invite trouble. Some words are better left unsaid if you wish to avoid unnecessary conflict. Avoid malicious speech and slander. Once, in the city of Sravasti, a wealthy man named Suchita and his wife, childless at over 40, sought answers from fortune tellers. Both predicted they would remain without children. Disheartened but not resigned, Suchita turned to the Buddha for guidance. The Buddha assured him, "You will soon have a virtuous son. However, in adulthood he will renounce the world to become a monk." Elated, Suchita invited the Buddha and his disciples for a feast, offering them food with great sincerity. As they rested after the meal, a monkey offered the Buddha a bowl filled with sweet honey, earning immense merit for its pure-hearted offering. After its death, the monkey was reborn as Suchita's son, Madhava. At Madhava's birth, every container in the house miraculously filled with honey, symbolizing the blessings of the monkey's past karma. As predicted, Madhava grew dissatisfied with worldly life and became a monk under the Buddha, attaining enlightenment swiftly. One day, while traveling with fellow monks, Madhava's alms bowl mysteriously filled with honey, quenching their thirst. The monks, intrigued by this phenomenon, asked the Buddha about Madhava's karma. The Buddha revealed a profound lesson. 500 lifetimes ago, Madhava, then a monk, mocked another monk, comparing him to a monkey. Though he repented, the karma of his malicious speech caused him to be reborn as a monkey for many lifetimes. Yet his eventual acts of generosity, including offering honey to the Buddha, allowed him to accumulate merit and find enlightenment. The Buddha's teaching emphasizes that even a single harmful word can have long-lasting consequences. Malicious speech not only creates suffering, but also shapes future lifetimes. Conversely, words spoken with kindness and sincerity bring blessings and pave the way for peace. As the Buddha taught, it is not enough to refrain from harmful speech. We must actively cultivate words that heal, inspire, and bring harmony. By doing so, we align ourselves with the path of virtue and wisdom, ensuring that our words sow seeds of goodness for ourselves and others. May this story serve as a reminder: speak thoughtfully, act with compassion, and let your words and deeds reflect the beauty of a pure heart. Not long after its passing, the monkey was reborn as a human in the household of Sachita. On the day of the child's birth, an extraordinary event occurred. Every container in the house capable of holding food became miraculously filled with honey and sugar. Amazed by this phenomenon, Sachita and his wife named their son Madhava, meaning sweet victory, symbolizing the blessings bestowed upon their family. Time moved swiftly, and Madhava grew into a young man. Dissatisfied with the transient nature of worldly pleasures, he approached his parents with a heartfelt request to renounce worldly life and become a monk. Recalling the Buddha's earlier prophecy, his parents were overjoyed and encouraged his decision, saying, "Before you were born, the Buddha foresaw this moment. Now that you wish to pursue a monastic life, we are filled with happiness and give you our blessings." With their consent, Madhava journeyed to the Jetavana monastery and was ordained by the Buddha. Due to his past karma, Madhava's spiritual insight flourished quickly, and he soon attained enlightenment. One day, while traveling with fellow monks to spread the Dharma, the group was overcome by heat and thirst. Madhava, in a serene display of faith, raised his alms bowl and tossed it into the air. When he caught it again, the bowl was miraculously filled with sweet honey. He shared it generously, quenching the thirst of his companions. Upon returning to the monastery, a curious monk approached the Buddha and asked, "World-honored one, what virtuous deeds did the monk Madhava perform in his past lives to be able to manifest honey and sugar wherever he desires?" The Buddha replied with a gentle smile, "Do you remember the story of a monkey who once offered sweet honey to the Tathagata and the monastic community? That act of selfless generosity, born from a pure heart, allowed the monkey to be reborn as a human in this life, where it enjoys blessings in abundance." The monk, intrigued, continued, "World-honored one, what karma caused Madhava to be reborn as a monkey in his previous life?" Surrounded by disciples, the Buddha shared a deeper truth. 500 lifetimes ago, during the era of the Buddha Kassapa, a young monk witnessed another monk crossing a shallow stream. With arrogance in his heart, he mocked the monk, comparing his movements to those of a monkey. Though he later realized his error and sought forgiveness, the karma of his malicious speech caused him to be reborn as a monkey for many lifetimes. However, through sincere remorse and acts of merit, he accumulated great virtue and was eventually reborn as a human. Under the guidance of the Tathagata, he attained enlightenment. The disciples, moved by the story, understood the profound implications of their words and deeds. They realized that even a single harmful word, spoken in jest or anger, could ripple through lifetimes, causing suffering. From that day forward, they resolved to speak with mindfulness, refraining from harsh or thoughtless words. The story of Madhava reminds us that every word and action carries weight. Malicious speech can lead to suffering, but sincere remorse and acts of kindness have the power to transform and elevate the soul. The law of karma teaches us to be mindful in thought, word, and deed, for even the smallest actions can shape our destiny and illuminate the path to liberation. The power of words and the strength of self-understanding. The law of cause and effect spares no one. Words, though intangible, wield immense power. Kind words can soothe pain, uplift spirits, and even transform negative thoughts into positive actions. Over time, such words inspire change, mend relationships, and deter harmful behaviors. Conversely, words spoken with malice can scar deeply, dragging both the speaker and the listener into cycles of regret and remorse that last a lifetime. Malicious speech, akkhau, includes cruel insults, curses, and rude language devoid of civility and morality. However, words spoken firmly in the right context, such as a parent guiding a child or a teacher correcting a student, don't necessarily qualify as malicious speech. What many fail to realize is this: harmful words not only wound others but also harm the speaker, eroding their own peace and moral standing. Don't worry about gossip. In today's interconnected world, social status and opinions often overshadow personal worth. Gossip thrives who likes whom, who harms whom, and who's doing what dominate conversations. But if people are gossiping about you, should it matter? Not really. Here's why. 1. No one knows you better than you know yourself. People are quick to judge, often forming opinions within seconds of meeting someone. Yet these snap judgments are rarely accurate. Only you truly know your thoughts, dreams, strengths, and flaws. While others may feel entitled to define you, their assessments are often superficial and flawed. Don't let the opinions of others shake your understanding of yourself. 2. Criticism often masks insecurity. People who gossip or belittle others are often projecting their own insecurities. Rather than confronting their own flaws, they choose to criticize to feel superior. Recognizing this behavior for what it is, a reflection of their inner struggles, can help you let go of unnecessary worry about their words. 3. You can't please everyone. Trying to make everyone happy is a futile endeavor. Living to avoid criticism and seeking constant approval only turns you into a people pleaser, leaving you drained and dissatisfied. On the surface, you may appear agreeable, but internally, you'll feel unfulfilled. Life is too precious to sacrifice your own happiness for the fleeting opinions of others. 4. Haters are everywhere. The more you succeed, the more critics you'll attract. Successful people know this and choose to focus on their goals rather than their detractors. If you spend your energy trying to win over every critic, you'll lose sight of your purpose. Instead, channel your efforts into achieving your dreams, knowing that someone will always find fault regardless of what you do. 5. Time is too valuable for trivial matters. Success requires focus, determination, and self-improvement. You can't afford to waste your time worrying about what others think. Every moment spent dwelling on gossip is a moment stolen from your growth. Prioritize your time and energy on becoming the best version of yourself. 6. Confidence comes from within. True confidence is built on self-awareness, not external validation. Confident people don't let criticism define them. Instead, they use it as an opportunity for reflection and growth. They understand that only they can address their flaws and improve, not anyone else. Words hold the power to heal or to harm, to elevate or to destroy. Choose to speak and act with kindness, for your words shape not only how others perceive you, but also how you perceive yourself. Let go of the fear of judgment, focus on what truly matters, and embrace the journey of self-discovery and growth. Your time is too valuable to waste on gossip, and your worth is far greater than the fleeting opinions of others. Only the ignorant criticize others. Dale Carnegie, in his timeless book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, highlights that refraining from criticism is a cornerstone of personal and professional success. Criticism, often born of misunderstanding or insecurity, rarely achieves anything meaningful. Abraham Lincoln, before becoming president, endured relentless attacks from local newspapers. These criticisms could have provoked conflict, but Lincoln chose a higher path. By refusing to retaliate, he displayed a calmness and wisdom that solidified his place in history as one of America's greatest leaders. If you listen to them, you'll lose yourself. When you constantly worry about the negative opinions of others, you risk internalizing their judgments. Over time, these unwarranted criticisms can distort your self-image, pushing you to become a person you don't recognize or even despise. The remedy: trust in yourself. No one knows your journey, your strengths, or your dreams better than you do. Don't allow external voices to define who you are. You might start gossiping, just like they do. Human nature makes us susceptible to influence. When surrounded by negativity, it's easy to adopt harmful habits without realizing it. You may find yourself engaging in gossip, mocking others, or forming cynical opinions to mask your insecurities. This creates a toxic cycle, one that feeds on itself and becomes increasingly difficult to escape. Bronnie Ware, in her book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, reveals one of life's greatest regrets: living according to others' expectations and caring too much about their opinions. This regret is a powerful reminder to focus on authenticity rather than external validation. 7. Pursuing career success. Success takes many forms, but society often equates it with professional achievements, wealth, or status. Yet, these external markers rarely lead to lasting happiness. After turning 50, it's the perfect time to reevaluate your perspective. True success lies in the intangible moments: watching your children thrive, feeling love surround you, and bringing joy to others. Seeing the genuine smiles of those whose lives you've touched is a success that no career milestone or material possession can replicate. Real success is measured not by what you accumulate, but by the impact you leave behind. Turning inward to nurture relationships and express gratitude can redefine what it means to lead a fulfilling life. We hope this reflection inspires you to rise above negativity and focus on what truly matters. If you found this content meaningful, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's build a community of growth and wisdom together. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss future content filled with meaningful insights. Until next time, wishing you peace, purpose, and joy. See you in the next video.